Right now I'm currently in a little town called Poland, Ohio. It's in northeast Ohio, and the house behind me right here used to be my grandparents' house. So I've been coming to this house as long as I can remember, since I was literally a little tiny kid, probably since I was a baby. And it's always been this place of peace and quiet and relaxation. You know, when the lawn work isn't going on, it's peaceful, I assure you. And really just an escape from busy life outside of a small town. After I last saw you guys, I should say, in Vermont, I actually drove over into Maine. I spent a few days in Portland, Maine. I made it to the end destination, and I even went up to Acadia National Park. Things in Maine were not going well. It just seemed like one thing after another kept falling through. My plans weren't working, and I just wasn't really in the best mental space, to be honest. So after some deliberating and after some failed attempts to put together a video, I kind of impulsively decided that I've had enough, and I was just gonna turn around and head here to Ohio, to this place of peace and quiet, and give myself some time to reset. Now, I know that's all kind of vague. I don't really want to get into detail what was going wrong and what I was kind of experiencing, but I think that it was the right decision to turn around when I did, because sometimes you just can't force things to work. You can't force your will into existence. And in that case, things just unfortunately were not working out. So like I said, I wasn't able to put together a cohesive video from my time in Maine, which I know is a huge bummer, but I did get some footage of a lobster roll that I had. I've been in Ohio for almost a week now, and today I'm headed out. Okay, I know that was pretty grim and perhaps even a bit worrisome, but I'm good now. I'm good. I just needed to take a little bit of time to reset and recalibrate. So for the last 2 tanks of gas, I've gotten 2 miles per gallon under what I've normally been averaging. And I'm afraid that it has to do with my fuel filter. While I was in Ohio, I changed my oil. I was gonna change my fuel filter, but there was an issue with it. So I decided to just wait. But I think that something got messed up while I went in there to change it. So I'm gonna have to take care of that tomorrow, because I don't wanna keep averaging 2 miles per gallon less per tank, because that's such a significant amount, honestly, when I'm only getting such a low amount anyways to start. Before we continue with the video, let's take a few quick minutes to talk about today's sponsor. This is the Anker SOLIX C1000 portable power station. It has a 1056 watt-hour capacity, and right off the bat, you might notice just how small and compact this thing is compared to others of its capacity, and that's because this thing is 15% smaller than the industry standard, making it the perfect option if you're on the go, road tripping, going to the park, picnicking, whatever that might look like. Now seriously, when I got this, I took it out of the box and I thought that they must have sent me the wrong one because it's just so compact. The other most notable feature about this power station is just how fast it charges. It goes from 0 to 100% in 58 minutes. That is lightning fast. In fact, that's 27.5% faster than other power stations with the same capacity. Now, it should be noted that to achieve this charging time, the device must be in ultra-fast charge mode, which you need to toggle on in the app. And it also needs to be plugged into an AC power supply. I just want to highlight what a game changer it is to have such a quickly charging power station while you're on the road. A lot of the time when I'm charging up the power station, I'm just plugging it in at the coffee shop while I'm getting a little bit of work done. So the fact that I could get to 100% in about an hour, that's just amazing, and I would highly recommend it if you are somebody who spends time on the road. Now it does also have 600 watts of solar input capability, and at that solar input, it goes from 0 to 100% in just 1.8 hours, which is also incredibly fast for solar. That's actually 40% faster than other power stations with this capacity. The Anker SOLIX C1000 is an EV-grade lithium iron phosphate battery with a 10-year lifespan and 3,000 charge cycles. Now, it has a smart temperature control system within the actual unit, and it's composed of highly durable industrial-grade components. It has a 5 times longer lifespan guarantee. On the interface, there are a total of 11 different ports, and as I previously mentioned, it has a 1056 watt-hour capacity, but that's expandable to 2,112 watt-hours if you get an expansion battery. It has a 1,800 watt output with a 2,400 watt surge wattage, so that is good enough to power about 99% of appliances out there. Another really cool feature is that it has smart app control, which allows you to check real-time status and remote control power output via Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connection. The Anker SOLIX C1000 portable power station is available now. To find out more information about this impressive unit, you could go ahead and click on the link in the description box down below. You don't want to miss out on this opportunity, guys. And now, back to the video. Today I've got a Victory Dance IPA brewed by Single Speed Brewing right here in Iowa. Oh yeah, I'm in Iowa right now. Can't say I ever predicted that I'd be drinking an Iowa IPA. Cheers. That's solid. Never had this marinara sauce before, so hoping that it's good. So I'm currently at good old Walmart, like you guys saw. As I just mentioned, I'm in Iowa, more specifically Iowa City. And at the beginning of this trip, actually hold that thought. kept it simple tonight with some spaghetti. It's amazing what some simple zucchini and onions adds to a pasta dish, especially when you saute them. When I first left on this trip, about a month ago now, I didn't have a specific time frame in mind. There was nothing that I had to be back for, but alas, things have come up and time just really slipped away much quicker than I could ever have anticipated. So unfortunately, it's time to head home. Buenas noches. Woo! Keep fuel filters back here, or are they on the floor? Filters? Yeah, I'm looking for a fuel filter. If there's ever any mechanical work that I have to do while I'm on the road, I like to try to come to parks, because parks are public open spaces. No one really questions what you're doing. Better than working in the AutoZone parking lot. I know plenty of people do it. I've done it. It's not a huge deal, but as you can see, I have this park like completely to myself. So if there's ever something I need to get done, I check in the local area if there's any parks, because parks are prime. Of course, my previous statement that nobody really questions what you're doing isn't always the case, because a lot of the time there are nosy people, especially if it's a crowded park and you're working on your vehicle. It's not the best look, but it's empty, so I figured that this would be a good spot. All right, the fuel filter is changed. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that we start getting some better gas mileage for the remainder of the trip. Still got quite a few miles to go. Okay, look, I know that there's probably a bunch of folks out there who are pretty bummed that the trip is already coming to an end. There are still so many places to visit, so many things to do, so many things to see, and I can make an entire video getting into the details about why the trip is already ending, but at the end of the day, it comes down to time. And I'm not gonna bore you with unnecessary details, because it is what it is, and sometimes life just happens, you know? I was just driving through the hardest, most torrential rains that I've ever driven in. It was crazy. I've never experienced this, but the rain was coming down so hard that I literally, at one point, it was like a whiteout. It was like driving through a blizzard and you couldn't see anything. It was crazy.
Story of his life. And
Nebraska, baby.
Warehouses full of. So it's brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace.
27.92 gallons. 295 miles I got out of this tank. So 295 divided by 27.92, 10 and a half, roughly. 10 and a half miles per gallon I got this tank after changing my fuel filter. Not very good, so that just means that it probably wasn't the fuel filter. I don't know what it could be, but it's not good. What can you do? So I just crossed into Colorado and I'm at a rest area where I'll be spending the night. It's actually a visitor center. And apparently they have like RV dump site here, water fill up. The bathrooms are 24 hours, so it's a pretty nice rest area to spend the night. Oh my goodness, it is. It's cold tonight. Let's get back there and get the heater going. Oh, it's quite cold in here. First things first, let's get this heater going. Tonight for dinner, I've got this frozen pizza. After a long day of driving, I've been on the road for 13 hours. I don't really want to cook, so I swung by Walmart. I was actually going to sleep at another Walmart, and it was just, there were so many lights and so many other campers, and it was right next to the highway, and I decided that I was just going to continue forward. But anyways, while I was at Walmart, I picked up this pizza. It looks really gourmet for a frozen pizza. Screamin' Sicilian. It's got sweet Italian sausage, pepperoni, green and red peppers, onions, olives, cheese. It's gonna be good. What do you guys think? Can I pull it off? Got a little smoky in here. I think, woo! The bottom of the pizza is looking burnt. I don't know how accurate this temperature is. Well, guess I should probably pull the pizza out. Whoops. Doesn't seem like it's fully done. I think the problem might be that I just put the pizza directly onto the grate that's in the oven. But with this camper style oven, there's a flame that is not directly under the grate. There is a layer of separation, but I think that must be the issue. I'm gonna try to finish it off. Maybe that will make a difference, hopefully. I'm not trying to burn down the camper. Turn the heat down a little bit. Funny enough, literally like 3 minutes before it started smoking, I took this down and took the battery out because I had a feeling that things might just get smoky and I don't want the fire alarm going off and alerting all of the other people camping here right now. All right, let's try this one more time here. No oven mitts, so I'm gonna just use this towel. Let's see what we got. Ooh, okay. All right, that's looking good. Oh, yeah. Oh, terrible. Oh my gosh. I'm doing it at an angle, all right? Leave me alone. I know that was the most uneven cut known to mankind. Doesn't get much better than this. So easy. So easy. It's nice for a change. Yo, that is good. You guys saw me camp at Walmart last night. rest area tonight. I almost camped at another Walmart tonight. It's pretty much how the whole trip has been. There hasn't really been much actual camping, and that's for a couple reasons. First of all, once you get outside of the West, particularly over to the East, public lands and dispersed camping, it's pretty much non-existent. And my timing was really bad for this trip because by the time I got to the East Coast, all of the actual campgrounds had literally just closed for the season. So there was really no camping opportunities. There was only parking lots, streets, Walmarts, rest stops, that type of thing, which isn't horrible, but it's definitely not necessarily what I was signing up for. Oh man, it's gonna get quite frosty in here tonight. While I think of it, I'm gonna add some of this anti-gelling additive to my fuel tank here to prevent my fuel from gelling, since it's gonna get pretty nippy tonight. I don't have much fuel in there right now, so that should be plenty. So this heater down here isn't actually all that effective when it's really cold like this. So I had to turn on the camper's actual heater, and this thing is pumping out heat. It is toasty in here. Now the drawback is this heater takes a lot of energy, but in times like this, I would say it's worth it. All right, see you guys in the morning. I got this coffee while I was in Portland, Maine. Really good coffee. Unfortunately, it looks like my pour over cracked here. It fell out of the cabinet while I was driving at some point. I don't want it to leak, so I'm just gonna slap a little bit of duct tape on there for the time being, because we all know duct tape fixes everything. So sad. Yo, that duct tape is holding up really well. It's not even leaking a little bit. Duct tape truly fixes everything. That's crazy. Woo! Tastes like duct tape. Just kidding. Tastes like a normal cup of coffee. Tastes like a delicious cup of coffee. Definitely don't have my winter skin on just yet, because it's a little over 20 degrees. I think it's like 24 degrees or something. It feels cold. As you can tell, my nose is all red. I'm gonna have to thicken up my skin here pretty soon. Whew. Doing tears coming down my face. My hands are freezing. All right, let's get back to the truck. All right, let's see how this old diesel starts in the cold. Gotta let the glow plugs warm up. All right, the moment of truth. Oh, nearly. It was a little bit rough, but she started. And we've made it to Denver, baby. Our welcome present is traffic, just like any other big city. Looks like that's where the Denver Broncos play. Pretty cool. I don't think that I made a mistake by going on a cross-country road trip. In fact, I think that a cross-country road trip can potentially be the trip of a lifetime if done properly. I think my mistake was underestimating the amount of time that I needed to thoroughly enjoy and get to see and do everything that I wanted to. I also just kind of went at the wrong time of the year for a camping trip, given the fact that all of the campgrounds were closed for the season and I really wasn't able to do any actual camping. All in all, it was still a fun trip, and this just means that I'm gonna have to do it again, and next time I'll have a better idea of what it will take to do it properly. I'm in Denver now, and I'm gonna be here for the next few days before heading back home to Oregon. There's gonna be a pretty big snowstorm tomorrow in the mountains, and I wanna do some snowy camping while I'm on the road. I've always wanted to check out the city anyway, so we'll see what it's about. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this one. Thank you, like always, for watching. You guys go out there, go on some adventures of your own, live life, beat the status quo, y'all know the drill. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.